I did not watch this episode of Side Scrollers, but it's something about Adam Sessler, and I figured, okay. I used to love watching Adam Sessler on X-Play, like back in the mid 2000s, late 2000s. I think that's kind of when the show was still on. Kind of sad to see him kind of go off the rails. I don't know what's going on with this, so let's find out.
Many times, a lot of people broke in 2016, and then 2020 just like pushed them off the ledge. And if 2024 goes like a lot of people think 2024 is going to go, my God, it could be insane, right? One of the people that had been absolutely broken in the video game industry
Kirsche
was Adam Sessler, former host of G4. He came back with the reboot. I've interviewed Adam Sessler a long time ago. We talked video games and stuff, and he was kind of went along with this is 15, 16 years ago. I interviewed him a long time ago. But he like really jumped off the whole deep end when it came to the election of Donald Trump and
Gamergate as well. He was like, what was it? He was in some stupid ass video about like, oh, the advantages of being a man in gaming, and he was on that stupid ass thing. Him and what's his fucking name? The guy who made Psychonauts. I forgot his name. But yeah, him and some other developers. It was like, wow, I lost like a massive amount of respect for the guy.
Like the whole TDS thing.
I mean, I felt really fucking, because he got fired. Like his last show was like, if you watch his last Sessler's last show on X-Play, you see him looking to the side, and it's like the execs are about to fire him. And I felt so bad for him for that, because he actually seemed like one of the good ones. Again, this is also pre-Gamergate and shit, but it is sad to see the way he went now. But anyway, sorry for interrupting.
Trump derangement Trump derangement syndrome, is that what they call it?
Yeah.
And he went on a Twitter just rampage yesterday and ended up offing his Twitter account as
that doesn't mean
I
much.
don't know enough about this all the protests that are happening at colleges right now or the situation associated with that, so I'm not going to even speak on that. But I will say what he brought. This is from Papa Gundam over there on X, is Adam Sessler's Trump derangement syndrome.
How do y'all still have this? He's not president. He hasn't been president for like 4 fucking years. Get over it.
Finally caught up with him, and he deleted his Twitter. And this is what he said. Had an epiphany. These kids, these protesting kids are pretty much Trump voters.
Wait, what?
Sure as shit ain't voting for Biden. So I feel towards.
I thought they were a bunch of free Palestine people. I don't fucking know anymore. Like, I don't know any more than Craig knows.
I feel towards them like any Trump voter. Fuck them. If the cops bust their teeth in, fine. At the end of the day, they hate me and wish me harm, not wringing my hands. I'm guessing that Adam Sessler is Jewish. I guess that's what this all comes down to.
I don't know.
Well, he says he is right there. So yeah.
Okay.
Oh, is he?
Wait, how did you surmise that he's Jewish from that?
Based off of some of the statements in this, that I believe.
I was going to say, was it just a handwriting? That's pretty impressive.
That would have been really
no response is, yeah, man, kids and faculty protesting for peace specifically hate you. And anyway, so he goes through and he goes, goes off. And
do you think
ultimately,
I thought I thought some of them were pro-Palestine people. Last time I checked, a lot of people who are for that don't like Trump. They seem to be pretty liberal. It's like always the people with the flags on the Palestinian flag. So I don't know what the fuck. I don't know.
Oh wow.
Yeah. He's just broken, man. Just broken, and it ended up with him
deranged,
deleting his X account, and chances are he'll probably be back.
Yeah, I was gonna say you get like 30 days to recover your account. If you don't after that, it's gone forever. It's a pretty long period, so it doesn't really mean much. It's basically, I'm gonna jump when you know you're not gonna jump.
Because they always come back. But with that said, we see this all the time. Maybe not to this extent, but we see this all the time with people who were broken in a major way, and have just, like, if they were to talk to themselves from 10 years ago, they would not recognize the people that they've become.
Absolutely not.
Mm-mm.
And this is a larger symptom of entertainment, of gaming, of sports. Go to any industry and there's people like this. And they get...
I think it's a lot to do with social media in and of itself. We are being told all these horrible things, like all the fucking bullshit you hear about Stellar Blade. Oh, it's about a pubic bone. Oh, it's about this. It's about that. It's not about that. It didn't change. That inspiration, that we are such a, like Twitter itself is such a facet of information. A lot of that is bullshit. That's how it happened with Gamergate. People think, oh, it's a harassment campaign. No, it really wasn't. It was about fucking ethics in journalism. It was about that, hey, if you're borking your fucking subject, maybe actually tell us you're fucking doing it. Have some disclosure. Again, a lot of these people making shit about Trump and stuff, they half of them don't even know why they hate him. They like, oh, he's a Nazi. It's like, okay, what are you citing this on? Fucking J.K. Rowling, all the fucking shit that's being said about her. It's like, you don't even understand why you hate her. It's like, I don't know what she did, but I heard people on Twitter say that she did this thing, and I don't approve of it. It's ridiculous.
So sucked.
Social media has been such a detriment to us when it comes to information.
To these divisive things that they deem divisive, that they just crack. And I think that's what's happened with Adam Sessler. He, over the years, he's gone on, and after G4 failed, he came out and he was like, well, I never really cared about video games in the first place. They were a means to an end. I'm rich now, and fuck y'all. I'm going home and I'm doing nothing, right?
If only he literally did that and got off Twitter and go live your fucking life.
And he was kind of really resentful towards his audience, which, by the way, always goes really well.
I mean, he spat on their face again around Gamergate and shit like that. He was that jackass fucking clapping for fucking Frost. What was her name? Frost, when she was talking shit about fucking gamers. You fucking spat on your own audience. And you think people are just gonna fucking be okay with that? No, fuck you.
Like that. I'll say this, and I hope that dude gets the help that he needs. I hope that he, is it really fucking sad? Yeah, it's really fucking sad. But I hope that he gets the help that he needs, and he's able to kind of work past whatever hurdles are in his brain, and the hate that he has for, obviously Donald Trump and people who vote for Donald Trump, and obviously the issues that are going on in his brain. I don't know enough about the situation there to chime in on it, nor do I really care to. But when somebody is struggling like that, I just hope that they can get over the hump in whatever way, shape, and form that they can do it.
He needs to get off social media. That's what he needs to do. Mr. I'm rich. I don't need any of this. No, he needs to leave. He needs to get off social media and go live life. Go touch fucking grass. They keep telling us to touch grass. He needs to fucking do it even more. He needs 10 cc's of it.
So
I feel like you're being way too kind to him. He's someone who entered the game industry hating gamers, wanting to ruin things that people who enjoyed gaming enjoyed. He's done nothing but be vitriolic towards the game industry and towards people who consume games. Why would I wish him well? I'm happy he's out, and I wish we can root out the other people like him.
That's okay. Well, he's not out because he's going to come back. He's not out. He just... Because, I mean, he could probably do so. He could probably get in some other stupid-ass company if they wanted to. I don't think he's out. That's the thing. I wish that by get the help he needs, I say it means get off fucking social media. Go to a fucking psychiatrist. Dude, get some fucking help. He needs to step away from the keyboard or the fucking or the smartphone and go do some shit.
They have this smarmy smugness of, oh, you didn't notice that I hated you and everything you liked, but I was just here to make money. And it's like, no, we noticed. We just either did.
No, I don't think that. I think he's just saying that out of anger. Because this is the same guy who fucking had that debate with Jack Thompson and stuff. He actually was. Again, you got to wonder where exactly it fucking happened, where he fucking went off the rails. I think Gamergate was kind of that thing, and he maybe thought he was doing maybe he was doing the right thing. Maybe at one point. I think a lot of the anti-GGs, maybe at one point, maybe toward the beginning, thought they were doing the right thing. That this was about misogyny. But he fell off so fucking hard. He probably had a lot of people whispering in his ears about a lot of fucking things that were bad. That they were as bad. they were worse than what they really are. And he fucking fell off, and he fell for it, and now I don't think he knows what to believe. Do I feel bad about him? Kind of. But I'm also like, just leave. Just get the hell away. Just get away. Go away. Just Mr. I'm rich. I have all this fucking, like I said, I'm rich. I'm well off. Fine. Then go fucking live your life. Why the fuck are you bitching on Twitter? Why do you have all these fucking thoughts in your brain? Just go, get out. For ours, not just for our sake, but for yours.
Didn't or couldn't do anything about it. And now we are more motivated. We want to get rid of the other people like you.
I absolutely understand what you're saying. And for a long time I was like that. But when you see somebody that is this broken at a certain point, I'm just like, I'm not mad at him anymore. I feel sorry for him.
I kind of do, but also it's like, he did it to himself. It's like being in a relationship with somebody who is great and then they get hooked on drugs or alcohol or whatever, and they're just a fucking mess. They're angry, they're violent, and you're like, you don't even feel bad that you kind of feel bad that you stuck around as much as you did, but you're like, I can't do this with you anymore. So that's why you leave. It's like, I feel bad, but I'm going to go live my own life.
Which I actually think is worse. At a certain
I can understand feeling sorry for him.
I think, yes, he's a fucking asshole, right? And he's said and done some really fucking stupid things, and he's called out at his audience that support him in a major way. And a lot of people say like no sympathy at all. Like, and I totally get that. I think for me, it's more, I just like, the dude is clearly fucking broken. I hope he gets the help he needs. And do I want him to come back to the video game space? Fuck no. They can go fuck right off. From a professional standpoint, from an industry standpoint, no, get the fuck out. I'll punt that shit to half court. But just as a human, like, I don't know. I hope the guy's not.
He can check into therapy and then just never leave.
Yeah.
I'm
pretty
fine
much.
with that. Just disappear off the plane.
Well,
I don't want to hear.
Get off Twitter.
It's like the same thing yesterday when it's like, you can't be so mean to them. Yes, I can. These people hate us. They at least say, I want to stomp these people out. No, fuck them. They've been horrible for us for like the last decade. They don't deserve anything from me. They don't deserve my kindness, my sympathy. No, get out. Sure, you're ruining everything for everyone. You think you deserve my happiness? I don't think so.
And it's like, if he's coming out and boldly saying like, yeah, I never liked any of you. I never wanted to be here for good reasons. I just wanted to make money.
I don't believe a fucking word. Like I said, I don't believe him ever saying that. I mean, I believe he said it. I don't believe he believes. I think it's just he's saying that out of anger.
Was he one of the people who was pushing a lot of the shit that we didn't want in video games? Or was he just a brainwashed, true believer kind of person?
I think it's the latter. Like I said, a lot of people were whispering in his ears. I think maybe he thought he was doing some good. And like I said, this is the guy who was debating Jack Thompson. Granted, it was on Attack of the Show, but he was against this type of stuff. He was very much, I guess, one of the good ones. And when gaming journalists were actually good journalists. But now, I don't know what that's like. I don't even recognize this guy anymore.
And that would bring us back to like my question I ask all the time. Like, how do you reverse brainwashing on someone? How do you bring them back to reality if when you show them facts and things in black and white, they don't understand it, they can't comprehend it? How do you fix that? He
needs to get out of that environment. That's one of the big things. Again, I think he is so ingrained in that in those spaces that believe what he believes. It's not going to be an easy process. He needs to, at some point he has to reach that point of clarity, or he's going to fucking, I hate to say it, he's going to die feeling this way.
Good questions. And I think that the chat's bringing up some really good points, right? The idea that they would not, like, if I was in the same if I'm in the same situation, would Adam Sessler feel the same way about me? Right?
No.
He wouldn't. Absolutely not. He'd be happy.
Right.
But you kind of have, you kind of have to, I guess, in a sense, be better than them in that sense. I don't say you have to feel bad and like, oh, go lend a helping hand or some shit, but try to differentiate yourself from those people.
And he would just say, "Oh, another one bites the dust."
Yeah, he would.
That guy, right? And I understand that. I totally understand that. I don't know. Like I totally understand the perspective of everybody here.
I understand Craig's too. He's trying to be compassionate. I think he's trying to set an example for his kids too, which is very noble. And I understand Kirsche. I kind of agree. I'm like in the center with all this. I mean, I understand why having no sympathy with him, man. In a sense, I don't really care what happens to Adam. I do feel. I mean, like I said, I used to watch G4 back in 06 and stuff, like, cause that's when I was able to really watch it. I mean, I watched it a bit like before that, you know, because I didn't have cable, but my friends did and my cousins did, so I would watch it whenever I got a chance to watch it over there. But I started to watch it a lot more around 06, you know, when I was paying for cable and I had a job and whatnot. And he was a very smart guy. He knew his stuff. And that's why I don't believe him when he says, "Oh, I never cared about this audience." You don't go to the extent just to what he does to just even just go on, like, what was it, Rev TV, some other like site on the internet, some other YouTube channel after G4 canned him, just to do reviews, just for the sake of it. You don't go to that extent and then not care about your audience. I don't believe him. I think he's just mad. I think there's a little bit of anger and resentment, maybe a bit of hurt in his statement.
Maybe I'm just being a little bitch at this point and hoping that he is.
No, come on. You're trying. I mean, I think having kids humbles you a little bit. Taking care of kids, this type of stuff.
He recovers in some way.
Not these childish jerks now. Just joking.
But I don't know. I would like to think that he would feel the same way that I feel about somebody who's struggling and hoping that they can recover in some way, shape, or form. But you guys are probably right. He'd probably give me the middle finger.
He wouldn't care
right off.
But that's what makes you better than him.
So it's just like I feel, again, since these are people who wouldn't give you the same sort of a human touch back, right? There's no point in like wasting well wishes on them. And it's a sad reality to think of, because it's like, they will use your sensibility.
No, I think this other guy said he doesn't want to sink to the level. There is no point in doing that. I think it's also, again, because he's a parent. He wants to set an example for his kids, dude, to be a better person. You always want to be a better person when it's someone else involved, I guess. I'd say maybe more or less. At least I think that's what a general idea is for most people.
Against you, because you can still sympathize with them, because you can still feel bad for them. They can exploit that and keep their tendrils in place, because you won't want to get rid of them entirely. But you have to operate in the way that they drew the line in the sand. And it's like, all right, if I know you're gonna celebrate shit like this, I'm happy you're gone. I don't feel bad.
Yeah. And to even counter off what you were saying yesterday, Craig, when you're like, we have to be better than them. We already are better than them, because we don't stoop to like their levels of like hatred, but we don't have to be sympathetic or nice to them back whatsoever. We don't wish them like death and everything that they've ever said to us. So we are already better than they will ever be. They're mentally just like, they need help, they're crazy, whatever, but we're already better off than they ever will be.
If I want to, like I said, it's like with a drug addict, someone you really care for that's a drug addict, or someone who's an alcoholic, as someone I know someone in my family who's an alcoholic, and you can't help them. They don't want to help. It's no matter what. I mean, you can feel bad for them, but in the end of the day, you have to think about yourself, because if you try to even stoop to their level or do any of the help them in any way, they're gonna drag you down. So, you know, whatever happens with Adam, who cares at this point? He is not the guy I liked in G4.
So, don't need to feel so sympathetic. Fuck him.
All right,
Can I read off? Can I read off one of your supas? Because I feel like it's very relevant.
Yeah, fire away. What you got?
Zima Devant with the $5. Regarding Adam, these people are the same people who wanted you thrown in camps during the coup. They want you dead, and everyone's forgotten that.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
I don't forget. I haven't forgotten that. Again,
what Adam Sessler said about the coup, as it were.
I mean, I believe he says it.
But I agree. Anyone who is advocating for that quite literally does deserve zero sympathy on any grounds.
And maybe even karma. Like, if that's what you wish, then maybe that's what your future should be, if that's what you want.
Yeah. And like, I get that you have to Like it's just, again, human nature. You want to be nice to people, and especially as a content creator, you don't want to like accidentally burn some kind of bridge. But it's like, are the bridges you want to be building ones that the other person will burn down while you're walking on it in the first place?
I mean, compassion. Weaponize your compassion. Compassion is not necessarily wanting to help them. I feel bad for them. Like, I feel bad that but he did it to himself. That's it. He did this to himself. He is so far down his own plot. Lost the fucking plot. Again, had more people probably telling him that these people are bad. This is bad. This is bad. And he completely went off the rails.
As Max says, Sessler wished deletion of his own relatives for voting for 45. The guy's an unhinged lunatic who deserves nothing. He and his ilk can get banned.
I gotta wonder.
Man, you know what?
What happened?
You guys are winning me over. You guys are winning me over.
Yeah, if they wish you death and all these horrible atrocities, why should I wish him any scent?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Fall off a bridge or something. I don't care.
I mean, maybe I'm going criminal profiling, like I said. Like, where did this turning point, where did this switch go? Because it wasn't when Trump was president. It was slowly getting in there. It's probably the catalyst, or probably the really big tipping point. But he was essentially very anti-Gamergate.
In Palworld.
Chris Beck says
In
that.
Palworld.
Respect your point, Craig, but don't forget Adam said he hopes his right-leaning family members would eat and expire, and he would celebrate. So yeah, that's pretty fucked up. That is pretty fucked up. That's about as fucked up as you can get. Yeah, and it's funny, people talking about, going back to the COOF, the amnesty associated with people like, oh, we need amnesty for what happened there. It's like, yeah, fuck off.
No. I don't want amnesty for those people.
Yeah, I agree. You know, with that said, will anything ever happen from it? No.
Probably not.
No.
Right. But you're right. You guys are right. I'm wrong. Yeah,
no, I don't. No, I don't agree with that at all. He's not wrong. It's okay to feel bad for it. I don't think they're gonna come after you and try to. Because feeling bad for someone doesn't mean anything. You can feel bad for a lot of people. I don't disagree with all of them. I'm more of the, I'm not gonna cry at your funeral, but I'm not gonna fucking spit on your grave. And I think that because if you die, you die. This man is not the person that I used to watch around the mid 2000s. This is a completely different man. I don't know what the fuck happened. I kind of want to know. I would love to investigate what the fuck happened with this shit. Whatever happens to him, I don't really care. He has to live his life. That's him. He has to live with himself. He has to live all this horrible shit he fucking said. He can go get fucked. I feel bad for him in that sense, but other than that, I don't care. I can feel bad, but I can, in that sense that, like, what happened to him that made him get just so angry. But, that's about it. Sympathizing with a person does not mean you want to help them. You want to see him maybe see the error of his ways, but that's it. In the end, he has to realize that himself. And the only way he's really going to probably be de-brainwashed is, like I said, if he gets off fucking social media, if he just kind of, goes and touches some fucking grass. And maybe goes outside and probably realizes things aren't as bad as he was told. And that's the only way. Hopefully, maybe he will. Maybe he'll figure that out and say, oh my God, what kind of fucking horrible person have I been? But I doubt it. And that's probably the biggest tragedy of it all.
Yeah, you guys are.
You don't have to wish like anything horrible or anything, but you don't have to wish them anything good either. Like, you go fall off a bridge. I don't really care if you do or don't.
I don't know.
You know what? You're right, Blab.
Really.
You're right. You don't have to wish them good, but you don't have to wish them bad, right?
Yeah, there you go.
Just get to a point where you're like, Adam Sessler, I don't think about that guy at all.
There you go. Yeah. Don't spit on his grave, but don't cry at his funeral. Adam Sessler died. I guess the Adam Sessler I knew died years ago, and I think that speaks for a lot of people who used to love G4. He's gone, and rest in peace.